Good afternoon, everyone. Jolly afternoon, everyone. Exciting first weekend of the NFL playoffs. We're going to break it all down for you in just a moment. Hello. JM. Good afternoon, everyone. Good to be back. We got Josh Allen. We got Sergeant Stokey. We got Producer Coop. What a first week of games. What a first set of games. Pretty good ones across the board. Definitely saw some teams hang in there that we maybe didn't give much of a chance prior to the games this weekend. We saw the insane comeback from the Jaguars, and yeah, just across the board, Ravens keeping it close with the Bengals, and then having that mishap on the goal line where the Bengals go 99 yards the other way for a touchdown. Crazy things across the board. Here's what we are looking at, a little updated view of the playoff bracket. Here's what we're going to have coming into the divisional rounds this weekend. We've got the Chiefs and the Jaguars, the Bengals and the Bills, the Eagles and the Giants, and the Cowboys and the 49ers. The NFC East, my NFC East, showing out strong with 3 out of 4 teams making it. Cheers to that. Got my little afternoon coffee. Just one of those days. You need the afternoon coffee. You need to keep it going. But here we are. Lots of fun football. Lots of very, very high scores from a fantasy perspective as well. Even on the teams that didn't win. Tons of people putting up 25 plus points, 30 plus points, multiple quarterbacks with massive games. Really made for a fun weekend of daily fantasy sports and, of course, of Rumble and TOC playoff best ball. So we're going to be taking a look at all of the things, evaluating where people stand, taking a look at the leaderboards, talking about what we can expect coming up next this weekend. JM, we got Tony, we got Zendrix, Eagle Putt, Mr. AB, Ace John, the whole fam with us this afternoon. Hope you're all doing great. Also, remember, we've got the Joker Poker game coming at you tonight, 8:30 Eastern time. Make sure you register for that in the Club GG app. I will also be streaming live on this very YouTube channel. Whoever knocks me out will, of course, win themselves a free Jolly Joker mint. So check that out in the Club GG app. If you are not already in the app, you can find the details at the Jolly Jokers Twitter account. Is probably your best bet there. All right. Let's start by taking a look at the old live scoring tab. This is where we can see kind of the breakdown of how people scored across each position, which gives us a good feel for the slate as a whole before we check out the status of the leaderboards. Also, a reminder that this contest locked and will remain locked. So the lineups that are on the leaderboard, these are the lineups for the entire playoffs. It's cumulative scoring. As we kick off the games this weekend, the rosters that are already entered will simply add onto their score for the players that they do have remaining. And I mean, look at the scores that we ended up with here. Tons of let's start with quarterback. I mean, even across the board, except for Justin Herbert and Geno Smith, every single quarterback scored over 20, and Dak Prescott coming in late with the big 36-point game there. This is not seemingly including everything because I don't see the San Francisco players. I see McCaffrey, though. Oh, Brock Purdy doesn't have a moment. That's why. Yeah, so how about that? Brock Purdy put up, I think, like 34 or 35 points, but does not have a moment, so it's not eligible. Okay, that makes sense. And we look from an ownership perspective. Dak Prescott, 1% owned. Daniel Jones, 1% owned. Trevor Lawrence, 2%. Kirk Cousins, 2%. Which is not shocking to see. We got Josh Allen coming in at 45%. And then we've got Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts, who have yet to play. So we will see what those ownership percentages come at. But certainly very, very high concentration at the quarterback position among Josh Allen in particular. So 55% of rosters played Josh Allen at the quarterback spot, 10% of those in the hero. Pretty much what I was expecting, especially given the fact that the Bills did not have the bye. And so Allen gives you that upside of playing 4 games in the event that they make it to the Super Bowl, which Buffalo certainly has a good chance of doing. But kudos to Miami for keeping that game tight. With Skylar Thompson at quarterback, was definitely a more back and forth and entertaining game than I was expecting. The game that was not back and forth and entertaining is the GOAT, as they say, Tom Brady, falling hard to the Cowboys last night. And it was not particularly close. Tampa ended with 14 points, but that was pretty much garbage time. And the Cowboys really, really took it to the Bucs there. So we had Aaron Rodgers fall in the last game of the regular season, and seemed that signs were pointing towards a retirement from Rodgers. We will see if Brady ends up retiring for the second time. So yeah, I suppose even if he says he's retired, you really can't believe it until you see it. Week 1 next year. At the running back spot, of course, we've got Christian McCaffrey coming in as the highest owned at 70%. 70% of teams picked Christian McCaffrey in the main event, which makes sense. Best running back in the league, best fantasy running back in the league, and similar to Josh Allen in that situation where they have a good shot at getting the full 4 games in, given they did not have the first week bye. The biggest elimination so far, I would say, is Austin Eckler coming in at 42%, actually 43% when I really added up, 43% owned. So see, this is a situation where in a given week during the regular season, that's what we are used to seeing. But now with this playoff format, Eckler and the Chargers, after blowing their 28, 27-point lead, whatever it was, are now eliminated. So Austin Eckler will end this playoff contest with just 18.3 points. Mixon, 25% owned, only puts up 8 points in the first round, but is still alive. Saquon Barkley with the big game. Highest scoring game at the running back position. The Giants get the win. They travel to Philly next week, but Saquon could be one of those plays where even if he only gets 2 games in, he gives you enough points to make it worth it in those 2 games. And you got him at just under 20% ownership, which is a pretty good number for Saquon there. At the wide receiver position, DK Metcalf with the huge game, 35 points in a losing effort, though. So he will not be able to add to that total. From an ownership standpoint, Stephon Diggs, 60% owned. Same logic as Josh Allen there. I'm sure there are a ton of people that put Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs together as the stack, as they wisely should. Jamar Chase coming in over 50% as well, putting up 23 points in the first week. Justin Jefferson, high ownership, but does lose, and only scores 11 points. So that's pretty painful for a lot of rosters out there. Debo, monster game at just wow. Getting Debo at 14% is great for those of you that played him. That's a really, really nice number there. Getting CD Lamb at 10% as well. Of course, we'll see Antonio Brown coming in with some ownership once the Eagles play this weekend. At the tight end spot, we continue to see the heavy ownership on those 49er players. George Kittle, 47%, only puts up 7 points. TJ Hawkinson with the big game, but does get eliminated. Mark Andrews with a decent game, also eliminated. Dawson Knock at 6%, scores 11 points. Evan Ingram continues to just be on an absolute heater. Puts up 22 points, and they win the game, so he'll be able to add to that next week. These are some pretty high ownership percentages, which means that Kelsey is not going to be super high owned. He's not going to be super high owned. He'll still be the second highest owned behind Kittle, but can kind of go to show there that people are really, perhaps in this situation, overthinking the first round bye. We were blindly clicking in Travis Kelsey every single week, no matter what, during the regular season. And to see, I guess he's going to come in at 35%. It's a little surprising. So if I've got Kelsey lineups out there, I'm feeling pretty good about that, I would say. All right, there's a breakdown of the scores. Let's check out some leaderboards. Now, it's a little challenging to truly evaluate the status right now just because the teams that scored the most points could, in fact, be pretty dead. So we look at I Crush You here. Went off the board with the Jaguar stack. Trevor Lawrence with Evan Ingram and Christian Kirk. They do run it back with Eckler, which, see, here's where the people that were tuning into our strategy shows leading into it, not a recommended strategy. I wouldn't be surprised if this person maybe thought they were playing a 1-week tournament, because you could not possibly advance your 3 Jaguars and Austin Eckler at the same time. Some of those people were guaranteed to lose. Same thing with Christian McCaffrey and DK Metcalf. So there's an edge to be had. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you out there that listen to these shows, that pay attention to the Discord, that read the emails, that read the articles, there's an edge to be had. Eagle Putt asks, if I pick the KC-led team, am I too far behind, even if they make Super Bowl? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I think picking a KC team is a perfectly fine strategy. You're probably not absolutely loving it after this week just because the games were so high scoring and people did put up monster points, but certainly not dead. Absolutely not. Let's see. We've got our first joker on the leaderboard here. Kelvin, P for G. And they've got Kirk Cousins, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson. So they're going to be in trouble. Let's see what Never Beast is doing. Never Beast, fellow King Crown. Always have the respect there. Plays Josh Allen in the Buffalo defense. Got that Saquon Barkley hero. That's a nice play right there. Yeah, so lots going on in the main event. It's going to be tough to get a full pulse on exactly where you stand. But let's check out the old touchdown. Here's where we have a bit of a smaller field and can maybe get a better feel for exactly how things are looking and where people are sitting. We've got Kind-Hearted Insect in the lead. And yeah, really the first thing I'm looking at is like, who have they lost? So this lineup has already lost Keenan Allen, Mike Evans, and TJ Hawkinson. So you can mostly consider them dead. We got Andy Reid off a bye here. I believe Andy went full stack. Yeah, so here we go. So, I mean, I think that this is pretty much the sharpest way to play these contests. What Andy's doing here is saying, okay, I am going to work backwards from the assumption that it is Buffalo versus San Francisco in the Super Bowl. And when that happens, I'm going to win because I'm going to have all of the players from both of those teams. I think it's a good strategy and the correct strategy when you're trying to win these tournaments. You maximize the potential upside. And really, all you have to do here is get two things right. You have to get correct that the Bills are going to the Super Bowl and that the San Francisco Niners are going to the Super Bowl. But also, you don't even fully need that to happen in this case in particular, because say that the Super Bowl ends up being Philly versus Kansas City, and Buffalo and San Francisco both get to the conference final but lose to those teams and don't make it to the Super Bowl. You're still getting 3 games each out of these teams. And the people in the Super Bowl, the Eagles and the Chiefs, had the bye in the first week. So they also are only going to be playing 3 games. So it actually gives you even an additional out there. And yeah, I see Mark asking about possible minutes remaining. Not sure if we're going to be able to get that. It's a little tricky. Little tricky. If anything, maybe we can get like a players remaining or something. But we're checking that out. We're looking into it. So here's the touchdown. Good luck to everyone that's out there grinding. No need to set a lineup or do anything this week. You're just continuing to cruise along, checking out your lineups. Now, we also have the TOC Best Ball Contest going right now. And look at this. Sergeant Stogie in the lead after the first round with 194 points. They got the Dallas QB and the Dallas tight end stacked up there. They've got Buffalo QB with Buffalo wide receiver, San Francisco QB with San Francisco wide receiver, Cincy running back with Cincy wide receiver, Giants quarterback. Oh man, this is a great little card here. Great little card and great start for our man Stogie. We've also got Mr. AB and Matty Ice up towards the top. Lucky Kuklis. Wow, we've got a bunch of Jolly Joker legends up at the top of the leaderboard here. You can see that here we have X'd out the cards that have been eliminated. So you can at least visually see how many each of these cards actually have remaining. As a reminder, each week we are taking 6 out of your 12 cards and counting those. Your top scoring quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, defense, and then a super flex, which is just the highest scoring card of all of yours remaining. Can be any of the positions. All right, we've got Jason, number 10 here. Let's see. Ooh, I like it a lot. No eliminated cards. We've got Dallas quarterback and tight end stacked up there. We've got a massive Buffalo stack with Buffalo quarterback, running back, wide receiver, and defense. Then we've got San Francisco running back, tight end, wide receiver. And then we've got Kansas City wide receiver, tight end, defense. Wow. That's a nice card there. That is a nice card there. And you've got multiple ways to get there. You can have a full eligible 6-card team in a Super Bowl of Buffalo versus Dallas, Buffalo versus San Francisco, San Francisco versus Kansas City, And then in Kansas City versus Dallas, you still have 5. Very nice card there. Very nice card there. That's going to be a good sweat for you. That is going to be a good sweat heading in here, especially if you're able to get those teams through after this coming weekend. Very nice card, Jason. Maybe we'll be hanging out as a result. So there we have the TOC best balls. Super fun format. Glad everyone was able to rip their packs and everything the last 2 weeks. Put together those lineups. All of the things. This weekend is definitely going to be a big one for both the Rumble contest and for the TOC contest, because after this weekend, we'll really have a good idea of who's advancing, who's in what position, which teams are all eliminated, etc., etc. We're definitely going to be doing another show like this next week to continue breaking that all down. But it was really, really a ton of fun seeing people ripping backs, and good to have TSC back. We're going to check out our little 538 tool here that we always like to look at to just kind of evaluate where things sit from their perspective. As you can see, and as we've seen for a bit, you've got the Chiefs, Bills, Eagles, and 49ers as still the favorites to win the Super Bowl here, with a lean towards the 2 AFC teams. The tricky part for the Bills is they've got to get through the Bengals and the Chiefs, so they have a tough road there. Eagles have a pretty nice matchup against the Giants, although, I mean, the Giants certainly looked really good this past weekend, but still a good thing to look at here if you're doing anything like underdog drafts. So there's still playoff underdog to be played for those of you that are interested. Simply new contests that will lock again this week for the remaining teams in play. I got a couple through, so if I get a live and best ball. So let's see. All right, so I entered 23 into the gauntlet, and I got 4 of them through this past weekend, but I don't really love any of them. This is probably my best one. This is definitely my best one. So I got this lineup through. I've got Cincinnati, San Francisco, and Jacksonville. So pretty nice lineup here. I've got Burrow, Mixon, Higgins, and Tyler Boyd from the Bengals. Then I've got Brock Purdy, the GOAT, Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, and Brandon Ayuk from the 49ers. And then I rounded it out with Travis Etienne and Christian Kirk from the Jaguars, who were pretty helpful last week in putting up some points for me. That's the best one that that's not what I wanted to click. That's the best one that I have left. I have a Dallas one. This one's not bad either. I have Dallas and San Francisco, and then I've got 2 pieces from the Cincy side, Jamar Chase and Hayden Hurst, in the event that either of those 2 teams plays Cincy in the Super Bowl. So I have some life there. Another Cincy one here, although I've got Fournette eliminated. I've got Thielen and Hawkinson eliminated. So drawing a little bit more thin here, but I have Bengals matched up with Saquon and matched up with Dallas Goedert. So theoretically alive. And then this one was a full Dallas versus Chargers stack. RIP. RIP Chargers. Good enough to get it through, but that's pretty dead to come out of the next round. Pretty dead to come out of the next round. We're still partnered up with Underdog Fantasy, so if you didn't already during the past 2 weeks, you can still sign up with promo code OTM. Get that 100% deposit bonus up to $100. We'll do a little mitten here. We'll do a little mitten draft to wrap up the show. As I said, we will be back this evening, 8:30 for Jolly Joker Poker. I'm going to enter this mitten in 5 to 10 seconds. So if you want to join me, now's the time to enter it. Back here at 8:30 for some Joker Poker. Jolly Joker to the winner. Jolly Joker to whoever knocks me out. All right, I'm entering now. Oh, well, it's instantly full. So hopefully anyone out there got in before me. Not recognizing the names off the top of the head. I actually haven't. I think I did one of these playoff ones so far. Pretty much the strategy remains the same, right? You're going to want to stack up two teams that can meet in the Super Bowl. Obviously, a smaller playoff or a smaller field of players to choose from now, given that we have had 4 teams eliminated. Don't have to worry about any bye week stuff anymore. It's all straight up, in the words of Teddy KGB. Straight up. Do a little draft here before we shut down the stream. What else do we have going on? It's going to be a little bit of a slower paced week here. Crazy first 2 weeks to 2023. So we're not going to have a million things going on like we have the past couple, but we're still sweating contests. We're still pumped about playoff football. We still got the poker game going. We're still shaking and moving in the mix on all the things. I think I'm going to go little Jalen. You know? Go Birds. Now's the time. We don't got to worry about the bye anymore. Mahomes and Hurts can be the first 2 picks. No concerns about advancing past the first round because they're playing right away. Not gonna lie, I already miss having TOC best ball packs to rip on stream after the end of the draft. I already miss it. When more packs? When more packs? The people need it. Antonio Brown does not fall to us, which is, I mean, probably expected. Oh, would have been nice to get Diggs. It definitely would have been nice to get Diggs, but hey, we can get a little Devonta Smith action, can we not? We sure can. We sure can. Then we can add Miles Sanders there too. Stack up those Eagles. Yeah, they got Mahomes. They're going to take McKinnon, which makes a ton of sense. I was hoping they weren't going to also take Sanders. They did not. Ace John says, next year, TOC best ball each round. Would be fun. Would be fun. Definitely a lot of ideas when it comes to TOC best ball and comes to the packs and just a fun format of game type. So don't you worry. We are thinking about options. We have no lack of ideas. That's for sure. Pacheco goes off the board. I mean, if Goddard falls, we will just continue to load up. I think that's the right strategy. I have not consulted the expert Justin Herzig on how we are supposed to handle these during playoff drafts. And you know what else is going to be fun is that I have a feeling Underdog is going to be getting up there new season-long contests pretty early this year, if I had to guess. So will this person take Goddard if I take Juju? Because if I don't take Goddard, they're going to take Juju. Let's try it. Let's try it. Oh, I tried. But we got Goddard. Eagle Putt asks, what are we playing for tonight? The winner will get a free Jolly Joker, and whoever knocks me out will also get a free Jolly Joker. Those are the prizes for this evening. So nothing crazy. Nothing crazy, but nice little prizes. We can start adding some Buffalo pieces now. Get a little James Cook in there. James Cook and Singletary pretty much split even, I would say, in terms of which one is preferred. James Cook always just looks a little more explosive to me out there, A little more explosive. There goes 2 more Bills. All right, so in my current status, I at least have 5 players in a Philly versus Buffalo Super Bowl. So there's a decent start there. I'll take MVS next if I can. MVS or Kadarius Toney. So Isaiah McKenzie was injured last week and inactive. Not entirely sure what we are expecting there from that point. And then I feel like it's just straight up roulette with a lot of these Kansas City wide receivers. You've got Hardman, Sky Moore. You even got like Justin Watson in there. It's a little bit difficult to stack anyone from there. I mean, I guess we'll take McKenzie and hope that he's back and ready to go. We've got 3 more picks. Running back gets pretty thin pretty quickly, huh? Running back gets pretty thin pretty quickly. Good to know. Let's see. I'm going to take a quick look at the Vegas lines for this weekend as well. I think the Chiefs and the Eagles are pretty substantial favorites. Yeah, so the Chiefs are 8.5-point favorites at home. The Eagles are 7.5 favorite points at home. And then the Bills, 3.5-point favorites at home over the Bengals. And the 49ers, 4.5 over the Cowboys. Should be 4 good games. No doubt about it. And a fun little 4-game DFS slate, I would imagine. All right. Let's think about how we want to do this. I might just add a little Hayden Hurst. Just a random little one-off in the event that it's Cincy. Why not? Why not? And I might even throw in Samaje to go along with it and call it a day. I think I don't mind this team. We got the Eagles stack. And then we got sprinkles from the Bills, from the Bengals, and from the Chiefs. We got outs. We got options to win this thing. And that's really all you look. Oh, I get it. I even get another pick. I even get one more pick. I don't know who the heck I want to take. Pickings are slim for sure. Sky Moore. It's just trying to predict these Kansas City guys is quite the challenge. But at the same time, when you got Mahomes, anyone can have a major upside game at any point. Playing with the best quarterback in the league. Yeah, if we finish this draft with Sky Moore, I feel pretty nice. I guess I could take Justin Watson if someone takes Sky Moore. And then, yeah, we'll essentially have 4 Eagles. So we'll have a 4-2-2-2. There we go. So we have 4 Eagles. And then we have 2 from the Chiefs, 2 from the Bills, and 2 from the Bengals. I like it. I like it. Pretty much live if the Eagles get to the Super Bowl. Pretty live. All right, everyone. That will do it for this afternoon. Thanks for joining me. We will see you tonight on the Felt for Joker Poker. Plan to join me on this very YouTube channel. We'll be hanging out, vibing, listening to tunes, playing the pokers, talking about whatever we want to talk about, and just having a good time. Thanks for joining. Catch y'all later.